Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cemetary Mary. Last time we were going down Twyla's path, where we are trying to find the Blackwood Butcher or whatever. Today we're going to continue that path and maybe finish it. I'm not sure. Anyways, let's continue. Stop. Wait. Whatever. Just go through here, and it's this one. Yeah. Also, some old guy died, and now we're back. Now we're here, which would be okay. I'll try to explain. Let me just mental reset. So basically, also old guy, he's dead, and we kind of were emotional for some reason. I guess because we learned that no one really visited him, and he died. And then in Croven's path, at the exact on this same day, we would have slept on like a kid's grave, and we woke up on like a pirate ship or whatever. It's confusing. Watch the I'll probably make like a playlist soon with all the episodes on it, but basically we're not dead, but we're like visiting the afterlife basically. So yeah. I looked all around me. Except for the house, I could see nothing in the distance. There were no other buildings. There were no trees either. Or people. It was almost uncomfortable how empty it felt. Take a whiff. I took a big whiff to smell my surroundings. There was the faint smell of lilies coming from all directions, though I didn't see any. Feel. The grass felt like a soft carpet. The rocks and wood of the house felt artificial, almost plastic-like. Listen. Silence. That is ominous. Anyways, knock on the door. This should be the old guy. Maybe he's not old. It's confusing. Don't worry. Well, I suppose there's nothing much else I can do. I climbed into the porch and walked up to the door. Standing in front of it, I politely knocked, waiting to see if there was someone inside. I didn't hear anything, so I knocked again, a little louder this time. I heard something coming. Then the door creaked, and the handle slowly turned. What answered was Ed! Hi there! Ed, is that really you? I don't know who else it would be. I'm so glad. I gave Ed a big hug as he invited me inside. I was so pleasantly surprised. He led me into the kitchen area and offered me refreshments. I politely declined as I pulled up a stool to talk to him, because the Ed that I know is... I'm very happy to see you, but how's this possible? How do you mean? Well, you died. Died? Oh, yeah, I suppose that did happen. We forgot. Actually, that's curious then. Because how did you get here if I'm dead? I don't know. I just woke up here. Alright then. I hope you enjoyed your stay. If you're here long enough, my wife should be back any minute. You can say hi. Your wife? She's here too? I'm so glad you could see her again. Me too. Funny thing is, I'm pretty sure she knows you too. She does? Had I even met her before then? Not sure. But she says you're a red-haired girl who brings her flowers a lot. And you're the only red-haired girl I know that's not in the family. Really? That's... Hey, while I'm here, can I ask you something? If that's okay? I don't see why not. How exactly did you die? Well, beats me. One second I was eating lunch with you there. Then I started coughing. Things were pretty dark for a while. And before I knew it, I was here. Sitting in a cozy chair and feeling right as beach. Really? Just like that? Was it painful? Maybe a little, but not for too long. I just remember my lunch tasting a little different. Maybe it was spoiled or poisoned. Then I just couldn't breathe. Probably started choking from eating too fast. You were coughing up blood. My brother in Christ, I'm like 90% sure you were poisoned. But would choking cause him to cough up blood? See? Mary gets it. Mary's on the same page. I see. And that's all you remember. I can't say there was much else. Thank you. Even a little information helps a lot. Helps in what? Don't worry about it. Besides, I don't think you really have much to worry about if you're here. Oh, I suppose it's true. Sure, you don't want anything while you're here, then we'll just stock the fridge, go on, help yourself. Oh, well, if you insist, I suppose. Thank you very much, then. I got up from the stool and walked towards the fridge. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I didn't think dead people would need to eat. I opened the fridge and looked inside. It was stocked like a regular fridge would be, though I can't say I recognize many of the brands here. But I don't think that belongs in a fridge, because the... Mary? Oh, am I was I sleepwalking? I mean, makes sense. I wasn't... Actually, no, there was the theater. But besides, why... Oh, no, I jumped to my feet as soon as I heard someone call my name. Okay. Speaking of that someone, hello, Tetra. Good to see you. The sound of Reginald's voice had jolted me awake. So, was that just... Oh, thank goodness you're okay. I saw you lying on the ground and was worried something had happened to you. I don't think a cemetery is a very good place to take a nap, you know. A nap? Then... Was that all a dream? Oh! But Ed, and the way he spoke, it couldn't have been all made up. I couldn't have made all that up, could I? Reginald? What are you doing here? Ah, that's right. I never told you, did I? I'm a coffin maker, you see. I thought you were like, by the way you dressed, I thought you were some sort of like therapist, but alright. I mean, I know in another timeline you are a doctor, but whatever. And, well, I've actually got business with someone who works here. Oh, you make coffins? That's actually Before I knew it, someone from behind me, what? Someone from behind me, oh wait, someone from behind me harshly gripped my shoulder. Oh, why is, if it is, God. Oh, why if it isn't Twyla? Oh, Reginald. Huh? Oh, hi, Twy. You're kinda hurting me. What's going on here? Oh, your friends with Mary too? Oh, lovely. You know, Twy, dear, I haven't seen you at the library in quite some time. Did you stop working there? You should have told me. I look for you when I go in. I look for you when I go. I cannot speak. Thank you, Twyla, for moving my ability to speak. I look for you when I go in, you know. I was worried something terrible might have happened to you. Uh-huh. Well, it was nice seeing you, Reginald. But, Mary and I have to, get going. We do? Oh, is that so? Yes, we're already off schedule, so it's best we leave immediately. We are? Oh, alright, perhaps I'll see you later then? Maybe. Goodbye. Twyla practically dragged me out of the cemetery. I felt really bad since I wasn't able to say goodbye to Reginald first, even though I think that's a good thing, but I'm just toast to talking as Mary, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Once we were out past the gate, Twyla gave me a smack on the back of the head. Ow! Why'd you do that? What were you doing with him back there? Huh? What do you mean? Didn't I tell you he was suspicious before? You don't understand. I wasn't really. He's higher on my suspects list than ever now. Really? Yes, I'm almost confident he's up to something. Even if not the murderers, it'd be smart to avoid him. Right. Well, let's go then. Huh? We're doing something after all? Well, I was just going to do it myself, but since you're here, I might as well take you along too. Let's go, and I'll tell you what to do. I'll tell you what I know along the way. Hey, where are we going? Hardware store. Hardware store? Yeah. You see, back when we looked in the kitchen of the retirement home, I saw something. And I'm pretty... Hey... Was it antifreeze? Huh? How did you know that? How'd you know that? Well, back when we were in the retirement home, I saw a trail of something I wasn't sure of. But it was like a trail of... Twyla hit me. Goddamn! sorry. Twyla hit me over the head again. Ow! Please stop doing that. Idiot. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't have the chance. And, well, something else confirmed it for me too. Yeah? What's that? Well, back in the cemetery, I think I spoke to Ed's ghost, the man who died. Oh, please, don't try to bring a bunch of supernatural shit into this. I'm serious. I was in the house. His house. You broke in? No, it was like a ghost house. I don't know how to describe it. And he offered me food, but when I looked in his fridge, there was a gallon of antifreeze in there. You know what? That's a very good point. Who the fuck keeps antifreeze in a goddamn fridge? At least, that's what it looked like from the way it was labeled. Right. I promise I'm not making it up. Sure, whatever. By any means, you know what we're looking for. Back when we were in the retirement home, I saw a nearly empty gallon of something magenta-like, with the majority of its labels scratched off. I took a sample of it. Analysis shows that it was some type of antifreeze. You took a sample? You went back to the kitchen? Oh, don't try to start an argument. I did what I had to do. And it helped us, didn't it? Because now we know it was some type of antifreeze. Some type? Isn't all antifreeze like poisonous to humans? It's close enough. Must be some new brand or some bullshit, I don't know. That's not the important part. When I looked further into it, I discovered that whatever brand that was, it was completely different than the kind used by a retirement home in their vehicles. That means someone else had to bring that antifreeze, which most likely means it was brought in for the express purpose of hurting somebody. I want to go around the hardware store and auto shops and ask the workers there what they know about the antifreeze, and this kind specifically. If we're really lucky, maybe we can even find out who's been purchasing it. You think that'll work? What if whoever's using it ordered it online? I doubt it. Because if the butcher really is using antifreeze, then they're probably out buying it and paying for it with cash. I mean, that is a good point. Like, why? All I'm saying, if you get like Uber Eats delivered to your fucking murder basement, I don't think that's a good thing if someone knows that there's a murder basement like in your fucking house. Was that the correct? I don't know. My brain had to like load there for a second. Like, wait, was that the correct analogy to make? No, is it good enough? It's much easier to track a digital footprint, even if it wasn't. it wouldn't look good when the authorities finally realized the murder weapon, and discover you've been having it shipped to your house for the past few weeks. And even if not, it's at least worth looking into what kind of DTs. I never thought of it like that. We're almost there. I'll start talking to the employers and see if they can provide me with information. You go and look at all the antifreeze and see if you can't find any that looks like this. Twyla showed me a ripped part of a label, as well as a liquid sample in a small jar. The liquid looked similar to the kind that stained the floor, except it looked much more magenta here. The label was black with a magenta-ish purple stripe on it. It looked like there was a part of the letter on it, but it was too cut off to know which letter it could have been. It felt weird. What was this label made of? It just felt like old paper. When we got inside the local hardware store, Twyla practically pushed me to the outdoor section. She went off to find someone to talk to. I guess it was my job to look for any potential candidates. Where should I look? Probably on the bottom shelf. Nothing down there but bags and soil and fertilizer. It smells bad. Middle shelf. There's some snow stuff here. Shovels, gloves, antifreeze! Though none of these look like the bottle I'm looking for. There's a lot of blue and green and even some pink, but nothing with this purplish magenta color. It has to be here. There was definitely something going on with that antifreeze. Somewhere has to have it. Or at least some worker who knows what we're talking about. But even if we find it, does that really mean we can find who's buying it? Top shelf. They're too high for me to see, unfortunately. One of those roll stair things was in the aisle, though. I thought about climbing it, but I was worried I might get in trouble. I guess I'll wait for an employee to come by and help me. I looked very hard, but I didn't find anything. Twyla and I tried out a few different stores, but no one seemed to have what we were looking for. Anything that was purple wasn't antifreeze, and anything that was antifreeze wasn't purple. Even when we asked the employees, they didn't seem to know what we were talking about. Even showing them the label, they would say that they've never seen antifreeze or coolant packaging like this in their lives. Our efforts seemed fruitless. So, eventually, we just gave up. At least for the day, that is. Twyla didn't even offer me a ride home or anything. She seemed really fed up. I guess I could see why. I just ended up heading home. I just ended up heading back home after that. We had spent a while out together, and it wasn't as if I could do much more today. Today was pretty exhausting anyways, so I went home to do all the usual evening stuff. Then I proceeded as normal. Can I ask you a strange question? Are you there? Where are you? I'm here. What was your question? Haven't been to hardware stores lately? That's a strange question. Why do you ask? Can you just answer it, please? I have not. I don't really see why that's important. Did something happen? No, I was just curious, that's all. But if you haven't, then it doesn't matter. If you say so. Good night, Mary. It's been a few days since then. More than a few. Things have been very quiet. I stay home, I go out, but nothing new or interesting has really happened. I don't hear a lot from Twyla anymore. I want to message her sometimes, but I'm afraid she's mad at me, or something like that. I haven't been a lot of help to her, and when I try, well, I just mess up, and I just mess it all up, I guess. Maybe it'd be better if she didn't ask for my help. It's not like I know how any of this works. Maybe she should have just interviewed me and been done with it. Then she wouldn't have to get frustrated with me all the time. Kervin's gone out today, even with all this rain. I guess he just really hates staying home. I mean, maybe I'd be out too if I had somewhere to go. As much as I love the cemetery, walking around it in muddy shoes is less than ideal. I can handle it for a little while, but not as long as I'd like to stay. There's the library and all that too, but I still have books here, and it's not really worth getting soaking wet for. The cemetery. I keep thinking of that dream I had there. I had to have just been imagining it, right? There's no way that was really Ed's ghost. Unless it was? It's almost like the book I read that talked about how ghosts were on a different plane. Is that the kind of plane now it was talking about? But if so, how come more people don't see ghosts in their dreams? Maybe they do, but they just don't realize it? I mean, the only time when you dream and you see ghosts is when you're sleeping on top of the ghost's corpse. Which leads me to think that do you need to sleep with the corpse in order for it to, appear in your dreams? I don't know why that was my first thought. The internet has ruined me. If I'm seeing ghosts in my dreams, does that mean my dreams with mom and dad mean I wasn't able to consider that possibility much longer before my phone buzzed with a text message. It was Twyla. Yippee! Hey. Hi! It's been a while. Is everything okay? No. Uh-oh. Why not? Because we haven't found fucking shit, that's why not. Well, she seems as usual. Have you been able to find that antifreeze? No. Even looking online, I can't find anything similar. I'm beginning to wonder if it's even antifreeze after all. How do you mean? I know that we think it is, and even if my analysis shows that it was the same, I don't know. Something isn't adding up. Do you have any idea of who might it be at least? I do actually, but I still don't have enough evidence to go off and prove that it is him. Him. Reginald. Okay, so his last name is Tetra. Gotcha. Wait, really? I know you said he was a suspect earlier, but I don't know. He will always seem pretty nice whenever I talk to him. Of course he does. If you were a killer, would you act outwardly suspicious? He's probably only nice so that you don't seem suspicious of him doing anything wrong. Still, what gives you the idea that it's him? Do you remember how I said I worked in the library for a little while? I do. Well, I remember he was always trying to hide or cover the books he was reading. As if he never wanted anyone to know. But once I was able to catch sight of one of those books before he put it back on the shelves. It was about poisons. I didn't think too much of it at the time. It was a while ago before this all started, but it stuck out to me, especially considering he was always so secretive about what he read. It seems very relevant now, doesn't it? You think he's been referencing that book? That he's poisoning people? It's a high possibility. At the very least, it's the only lead I have right now. Which brings me to believe it's him. I never trusted that man. The only thing is I have no other proof, and I don't think I can get closer to him without appearing suspicious myself. You bring up a good point. I guess he could be a suspect, but I'm still having a hard time believing it's him. But then again, you've known him longer than I have, I guess. Listen, Mary, I know a lot of people in this town, but no one has ever struck me more suspicious than Reginald Tetra. I think if we're going to set our sights on any suspect, it should be him. She seems so certain of it, but she's given me no real reason to suspect him. Besides, he seems so friendly and sociable. He's been so nice to me every time I've met him. I don't want to think he would do something like that. Well then, if you're so certain it's him, why don't you contact the police? I'm sure if they look into it, they'll find something. The police are a bunch of fucking idiots and full of scummy fucking people. We've been over this. Even if that wasn't the case, I don't want to be involved in any investigations of theirs. Can't you send in an anonymous report or something? Do you really think any of those reports actually stay anonymous? Do you realize how easy it is to get information, Mary? Even just texting this over the phone with you makes me concerned. If anyone sees these texts and knows what we're doing, it could be a lot of trouble. That's why I want to get this over with as quickly as possible. And the quickest way to do that is to decide on who's responsible and then out them. Just like that? Is she so concerned that I am like suffering with my words right now. Is she so certain it's him? She's willing to accuse him just on a whim? If we can prove that Reginald has been purchasing large amounts of antifreeze, then at least maybe we'll have a bit of evidence to go by. And you'll turn that into the authorities. Because, I mean, they'll have to get involved at one point, right? Eventually, but that's for me to worry about. I just need a more clear indicator pointing towards him, and I'll be all set. It's just frustrating knowing the proof I'm looking for is so close and yet so out of reach. Hey, this is gonna sound really weird, but I have an idea that might actually help. Really? Yeah, it's like, maybe... Okay, so, if you can, I want you to click the list of everyone you think that might have been killed by the butcher, and bring it to the cemetery tomorrow. I don't know if it'll work, but if it helps, even a little, it's worth a shot, I think. Mary, what the ever-loving fuck are you talking about? It's hard to explain, but trust me. I think I can make it work. Whatever you're planning sounds stupid, but fine. I'll be there tomorrow morning, but I have a meeting in the afternoon, so it better be quick. And it better be helpful. If everything goes how I'm hoping it will, then it should be. You can't see it, but I'm sighing. Very well. See you tomorrow. Yes, you too. If this ghost thing's real, then I should be able to talk to one of them too, right? Ed's dream proved stuff in the real world for me, so maybe that'll be the same here? And since they were there, they can tell me exactly what happened. That proved it, right? Twyla met me by the cemetery like we agreed. She was tapping her foot impatiently in front of the gate. Took you long enough to get here. My best friend's out of schedule. I'm sorry. She had the list in hand like we agreed. Walking into the cemetery, we looked for people that were on her list. People who died shortly around the time rumors of the killer came to be. After a bit of walking, we actually managed to find 2 of the people on the list, right next to each other. Alright, so we found them. Now what? Are you going to tell me what your idea was already? Oh, right. So, remember when you saw me and Urkel at the cemetery together? Yeah. Well, that's because he found me asleep on one of the graves. Wow. Just when I thought you couldn't try any harder to be a goth. Okay, and... Huh? Continue. So, when I was asleep, that's when I talked to Ed. That's how I knew about the antifreeze, remember? So, Maybe if I sleep on the graves like I did Ed, maybe I'll talk to them too, and they can tell me what happened. Oh, for the love of... Come on! At least let me try it. Even if it's just a weird premonition or something, maybe it'll offer us some insight? You dragged me out here for this. I'm trying to take this seriously, Mary. I don't have time for stupid fucking shit like this. I'm being serious, but please at least give me a chance. Fine. You have 30 minutes, so choose one of them. I mean, we could try to, like, split it, like, 15 minutes for each. I'm just saying, that'd be much better. I'm waking you up when it's over. Okay, I can do that. Tyler wants me to choose one person to talk to. I guess I could always talk to the other when she's gone, but I need the person I choose to be enough to convince her that I'm not just playing around. There's a boy and a girl here. I don't actually know the circumstances of their deaths, so I guess I'll just go with my gut. I'll go with my gut instinct. Who should I go with? You're not even gonna... Okay. I want to save, because this seems kind of important. I'm tired of doing girl voices. Like, give me a fucking break. I did hop the grave and gently shut my eyes. I felt weird to be doing it purposely this time. But I was prepared and made sure I woke up extra early today, so that I'd be able to fall asleep with no problem. Ugh. It happened. Just like last time, I woke up in an unfamiliar place. But getting a closer look, this place seemed more familiar than I thought. I recognized this place. There was a road below my feet and buildings surrounding me. Looking up, I could see the sign on the post next to me. Black Oak Street. I know this street. It's a little out of the way from where I usually go, but I have been here a few times before. Huh? My shoes are wet. I looked down. There was water running past my feet. The trail of it lead further down the road. It was a bit foggy. That way, but I could see bright lights shining from behind the mist. I made my way over. It nearly startled myself when I realized there was someone else here with me. I had found the source of water. A terrible busted fire hydrant was bursting with it. Sitting on top of it was a boy I'd never met before. It looked like he was taller than me, but he also looked like a high schooler. Despite his body dripping with blood and the steering wheel around his neck, he seemed bored more than anything else. There was a broken traffic light that fell over, and next to it is the source. I could see an ambulance and some police cars with their siren lights on. I guess it was a car accident? Hello? Diesel? Was running when you'd speak up. Wasn't sure which one of us was supposed to talk first. You're bleeding quite a lot. Are you okay? Well, I am now. Truth be told, I haven't been here in a while. I was kind of wondering when I was sent back here, but then you showed up, so I guess that partially answered some of it. I mean, I don't know exactly what's happening, but you don't quite look like you belong here, so I gotta say though, despite that, your presence, you feel kind of warm. Familiar, maybe? Did you go to my school? I don't think so. I'm sorry, I hope I don't seem pushy, but I don't have a lot of time here. Is it okay if I ask you a few questions? Shoot. How did this happen? Oh, like, all this? I got hit by another car. Another car? Yeah, like, I was in my own car, right? Okay. I'm gonna assume I made the incorrect choice, because I don't feel like I don't feel like the butcher would try to fucking I don't feel like this is correct, but we'll continue. I'm not gonna save scum my way to the good ending. All right, we're going whatever ending I get first, and then going back to get the good ending. I was in my own car, right? I was driving to school rainy morning as usual, right? And I hit a stoplight, so I stepped on the brakes, or at least, well, I thought I did. Next thing I know, I got a car crashing right in front of me, the side, bangs into the pole, and the next thing I know, I'm here. Oh my. I'm so sorry. It isn't like it's your fault. And being here freaked me out real bad at first, but yeah, I know. I guess I'm fine now. It just sucks though, like, I was so close to graduating, you know? It was my last year this year. Assuming it's still this year over there. Where the living people are. Do you know have and what is this English? This is English, correct? Do you have any idea? Whatever. I'll read it as the script entails. Do you have any idea what that might have happened to you? I feel like I'm having a fucking aneurysm right now. What, the crash? I told you, it was because of my brakes. You said you thought you pressed them? Well, yeah, I thought so, but maybe I was bad at it or something. Maybe I hit the wrong pedal. I'm so sorry, but, do you think someone might have done it on purpose? What? My friend and I are investigating a potential murderer. Do you think what happened to you was planned? Well, I hope not. Can't think of any reason why someone would want to do this to me. Well, maybe one... Oh? But if that really is the case, I don't want to talk about it. I see. Would it be okay if I looked at your car just to see? I guess. I'm sorry. It's okay. I scurried past him, and the car's blocking my way, making my way over to the car that was clearly hit. It was definitely busted pretty bad. Other than the missing steering wheel, the inside of the car seemed fine. I looked under the car just in case. Something was dripping. It was hard to see just what it was. I was hoping to get some of my thumbs up. Fuck. I was woken by Twyla, who roughly shook me awake. She was clearly running low on patience. Well, did you find anything? Did you find out that? Ah! Did you find out anything, or did you just waste my time? Sorry, I'm still a little drowsy. Well, snap out of it. Tell me what you learned. He was in a car crash. He was on his way to school, and his brakes weren't working, so when he accidentally passed a stoplight, another car crashed into him, and that's how he died. And you didn't know him prior? No, not at all. I remember hearing of a crash near Black Oak, but you said his brakes weren't working. That's what he told me. Actually, when I went to his car to check it out, I saw something dripping underneath. Really? How'd it look? I don't know. It was kind of dark, I guess. I would assume oil? I see. Did I help? Actually, yeah, you did. I did? I recently heard from an inside source that they discovered the brakes were cut shortly after the incident. Really? I never heard that. Of course you didn't, because they don't want you to know. Who doesn't? Have to get going, Mary, but I have to say, I don't know how you did it, but this ability of yours seems like it'll be useful to me. I'll get back to you on this later. Alright. Twyla left to go on her meeting, leaving me stranded there. I wasn't sure what I was going to do for the rest of the day, but I'm glad I was finally able to be of use somehow. I actually feel pretty good leaving the cemetery. That is, until I walked out the gates and saw him there waiting for me. Oh, hey, Cloven, I forgot. Yeah, been a hot minute, I guess. Cloven? I did. Mary, what the fuck was that? Huh? Who are you talking to in there? Oh, that's Twyla. She's my friend, I think. I know Twyla is. Oh, really? I didn't know you knew her. You two don't really seem like the type to hang out together, but this is who you've been hanging out with so much. Huh? Yeah, why? Twyla is a fucking madman. Stay away from her. Huh? I don't want to get into it, but that girl is the reason that the fucking devil hides in hell. Don't hang out with her anymore. I mean, we're not really hanging out. We're actually trying to find out I don't give a shit what you're doing. I want you to stay the fuck away from her. Wait, can you please? Well, you're clearly not listening to me. Aren't we supposed to be friends? Haven't we always known each other? And you don't want to trust me on this. I know her better than you, Mars. So stay the fuck away from her. Or stay the fuck away from me. Corvin angrily stormed off after that. I felt so conflicted. Corvin never used to get mad at me like that. I know Corvin doesn't like her for whatever reason, but I know Twyla isn't a bad person. She may do some devious things, but I know she's doing them for good reasons. She has to care about people, putting her life on the line and trying to stop a potential killer. She may not be the nicest in personality, but she's good in heart, right? The rest of my day after that was uninteresting. But Croven didn't talk to me for the rest of the night when I got home. Maybe that was for the best. Besides, I could always rely on someone else to talk to me at night. And then he stomped away. Monsieur, I'm sorry you were faced with that. It's whatever, I guess. He's always in a bad mood lately, so I'm trying not to take it too personally. Do not. I don't. Just wondering, but if you were in my shoes, do you think I should trust him on it? I can't turn to that for you. They're your friends, not mine. How do you feel towards them? I'm gonna say fear because I don't know if this is important and I don't know. I want to believe. Because I know the truth, and I know Croven is technically trying to protect me. However, I do want to try and get the good ending first. So, sorry, Croven. This is gonna be a thumbs down for me. Well, the girl I'm friends with, I'll admit that I don't think she's that nice. She doesn't even seem to try to be, but the stuff she does is for a good cause. She tries very hard to make everything okay for everyone. Even if my male friend doesn't like her, that doesn't mean that I have to see the worst in her. And I'm sure in the end she thinks of me as a friend too, even if she doesn't express it the best. I think that's very mature of you. I hope everything works out between you and your friends. Thanks, I think. Good night, Mary. Why you ain't texting the homies good night back, man? That's not very cash money of you. I had a pretty decent sleep, despite everything that was bugging me. Before I even got out of bed for the day, my phone started buzzing with text messages. It was Twyla. Mary, you there? I need you for something. If I'm thinking correctly, you'll be able to help me with this very well. I'm not sure what to do. I want to help Twyla, but Croven was really mad yesterday to see me with her. If I don't help, she might be missing out on evidence because of me. But if I go with her and Croven finds us together, it could result in him feeling even worse. I don't want him to be upset with me again, but I don't want Twyla to get upset with me either. What should I do? Save, because this is probably going to be the linchpin that decides between the ending. I'm going with Twyla, but I don't care what ending I get. I just want to get both endings and be done with it. And then move on to fucking Reginald, because... Reginald! I know Reginald's path is going to lead to damnation and destruction. no matter what. I decided to respond to Twyla, telling her I can make it. Good. I assume you're going to tell me to meet you by the cemetery again, so I'll see you there at 12. Don't be late. Not wanting to be late, but not wanting Croven to possibly ask where I was going, I quietly got changed and slipped out the front door. I nervously waited for the bus, hoping I wouldn't see him until later tonight. I hopped off the bus and started to make my way towards the cemetery. I was really hungry. Probably should have picked up something back at the house, but I guess I was too scared of possibly running into Croven there and having to explain where I was going in such a hurry. Twyla met me at our designated time and place, and I asked where we would be going today. The hardware store. The hardware store? Didn't we already check most of them? Yes, but someone I talked to actually provided me with some important information the other day. I've heard that our main suspect visited I've heard that our main suspect visits this specific one at least once every 2 weeks. So if that's true, it seems like today will be the day he shows up. So are we just kinda going to wait for him until he does? We might have to. But what if he doesn't? Are you doubting me? Well, no, but good. Then let's go before we miss him. I headed back down to the hardware store with her, though I wasn't sure what her plan was. Even if we do catch him buying something, is that really proof he's the culprit? We arrived at the hardware store. Except for the few employees here, it was pretty much empty. On Twyla's instructions, we waited for Reginald to stop in, but as long as we waited there, we didn't see him. My English is fucking broken. We looked around into the store several times, but still nothing. Though I lost Twyla a few times, so part of me wondered if she was trying to keep me busy. But that doesn't make sense, because if she really wanted me to sneak around, then she wouldn't have invited me here in the first place. So why did she invite me? I was considering asking Twyla if we should leave. I had Reginald's phone number. I'd considered asking Twyla if I should text him, but that would be suspicious if I did, wouldn't it? Hey, are you going to the hardware store today? Why? Oh, no reason. How did you know? Haha, I didn't. Yeah, that would probably be way too suspicious. And I wouldn't want to ruin Twyla's plan or anything. Whatever it may be. We sat near the front of the store, waiting for anybody to stop in. We were quiet, as Twyla was busy texting somebody. I don't know who, but I guess it was just important as she responded to them for a long time. And she kinda ignored me as she continued to text them. The sound of her fingers against the screen was rapid, so it had to be important somehow. So I just let her text, trying to think of something we could do until he got here. If he even got here. I considered getting up and making another round around the hardware store when... Huh? Out of one of the aisles, Reginald walked by, pushing a cart in front of him. Ugh! There's the snot I wanted. Reginald was pushing a cart in front of him, but how? When? We never saw him enter the store, or saw him the entire time we were walking around. Could he have been here and we just missed him? But his cart had more than a few items in it, so he had to have been here for at least a while looking for it all, right? However, it happened, we finally managed to spot him, and he spotted us as well. He gave us a smile he gave us a smile and a wave as he walked past us to the checkout counter. This like I don't know. I don't know. My brain is frying. He raised a finger to us and gestured as if to say, "Just a minute," as all the stuff he packed as all his stuff got packed into plastic bags. I turned to Twyla to gauge her reaction, but I couldn't read anything past her unusual poker face. She was just staring intermittently at him, as if analyzing him. I wish I knew what she was thinking. Then she began to walk away from me. I didn't understand why, and almost followed her until I noticed Reginald walking towards me, wearing a smile on his face and bags in his hands. "Hello, Mary. I didn't expect to see someone like you here. How'd you get in with Twyla today?" "Oh, yeah. We were just here, buying tools. Hammers, nails, wrenches, all that sort of stuff." "Really? What for?" "Oh, just some general repairs around the house. And, like, adding new shelves and stuff. Twyla said she would help me with them, so we came today to go pick some stuff up." "Oh, that isn't necessary at all." How do you mean?" "You have my phone number, right? If you need something fixed, just call me. I have a full toolbox, and I'm very experienced in fixing things together. I wouldn't even charge you for it." "Oh, don't be silly. Of course I would pay you if you did that stuff for me." "No, really. It would be my pleasure." Thank you then. I'll keep it in mind. So what brings you here today?" "Me? Nothing important. Just picking up some stuff I need for the apartments, that's all. Even with how much rent I pay, I still have to take care of everything myself." Sorry, that sounds troublesome." "Why are you apologizing?" "It isn't your fault." "Well, yes, but still." "Well, I ought to be going now, I suppose. My errands aren't going to take care of themselves. But, say, next time you need to come here, reach out to me, won't you? I'd love to tag along, and I'd think I'd be able to help you a bit too." "I'll remember that." After that, Reginald left out the door, waving goodbye. Twyla walked back over to me, having been watching from the sidelines the whole time. What was the point of that? You didn't even talk to him, and he walked right out the door." "Yeah, but did you see what he brought just now?" "Oh, no. Should I have?" "With his purchases, I saw him buying antifreeze. Not with the kind of gallon we were looking for, but he did buy it. On top of that, he bought the rat poison, insecticide, and rope." "Well, that stuff doesn't inherently mean he's using it for anything bad. Are you going to report him for that, though?" No. You're going to pursue him. Before he gets far enough, I want you to go out there and ask to help him." What? Isn't he our main suspect? Don't you think he's dangerous? And you want me to go with him?" "For whatever bizarre reason, he seems to have a liking to you, right? So you can probably get a lot out of him." Twyla, I don't know about this." "Why not? You're the one who said he's not inherently doing bad things anyways, right? So you should have no reason to be scared. Besides, I had to take care of something else anyways. But I'll have my phone on me the whole time. Don't worry, go out there and catch up to him. And text me any updates. If things are going really bad, you can just call for help." That's none. None what? That you'd rather chicken out than let more people die. Should I even be surprised, though? Of course you want that to happen. They filled those precious cemeteries you love so much. Maybe that's why you keep on doing my progress. That you're sick. I ran out the door as fast as I could. I didn't want to hear that bitch complain anymore. Even though I didn't say anything, I think Twyla could tell I was going at the direction like she wanted me to. To my surprise, he actually wasn't that far down the street. I was surprised to see him on the street at all, actually. I guess he was walking to the bus like I do, or maybe his car was just parked far. Whatever the reason, it worked out well for me as I was able to skip up to him pretty quickly. Reginald, wait a moment. Well, I'm sorry. Is everything alright? Well, you see, back there, Tyler mentioned to me you were, buying rat poison? Oh, yes. It's a bit embarrassing to admit, but my apartment has been having a bit of a rat problem lately. My landlady won't do anything about it, so it's up to me, I suppose. She doesn't even answer her door anymore. Can you believe that? So I guess I ought to take care of it before my neighbors start having rodent problems too. Well, I don't think you should kill them. They probably just don't have anywhere to go. It's not fair to them. I'm sorry, but I really don't think there's much I can do at this point. Well, I'm actually pretty good with animals, especially small ones. Is that so? Yeah, so maybe I can come over? And I'll, try to help you with them, so you won't have to kill them. I don't know. I appreciate your concern, but are you sure that's something you want to do? Yes, absolutely. Well, alright, if it means that much to you. When would you like to come over? Oh, I was thinking like, right now? Oh, that's so last minute. You're not even giving me time to straighten things out. I can't possibly have you over right now. I'd just die of embarrassment. Or you might die of fright. Please. The problem will be over sooner if you let me come now. Well, alright. You drive a hard bargain. My car is just around the corner, and the drive shouldn't be too long. Oh, good. Hopefully I can help at least a little bit. Blech. Ugh. Like Reginald said, we got to his car around the corner. Once I was buckled inside, I messaged Twyla. I'm in his car. We're heading to his apartment. Perfect. Make sure to snoop around while you're there. I don't know. I said I was going to help him with a rat problem. So, even more of an excuse to be snooping around. We have to look for that rat, right? I guess so. Text me when you get there. Make sure you talk to him on the ride over. If you spend all your time texting me, you may think you're up to something. Right. Which totally isn't a coincidence, because you text all the time. You fucking hypocrite. I put my phone down and took a deep breath. Everything about this felt uncomfortable. Calling to Reginald's just to spy through his things. That's not right. But if he really is dangerous, maybe that makes it okay? But if he isn't, then... And if he is dangerous, then I have to be extra careful. I don't know what he could do. I mean, I don't know him that well, and here I am, heading inside his house. I'll just be on my toes. So, have you worked with rodents before? Well, kinda. Oh, kinda? I know a lot of people are scared by them, but they don't bother me any. Reginald and I spoke as he drove. I actually had a pet tarantula when I was younger. I know it's not exactly the same, but it's an unconventional pet, I guess. Fascinating. I've never been much of an animal person myself, but who knows? Maybe that would change if I got a pet. Fortunately, my apartment doesn't allow them. Shame too, Cat would be most handy in this situation. I suppose so. I guess I'll be your cat stand-in? Seems so. How do you plan to catch it, if I may ask? Oh, I'll get a feel for your apartment first, then I'll see the best method to get about it. Sounds reasonable to me. Eventually, we made it to Reginald's apartment building. Most of the apartment buildings within the city are kind of cramped. Reginald's was not much different. Despite this, it didn't look half bad. The outside seemed pretty clean, and there was a parking lot right next to the building. It was conven- It was con- It was convention. It was convenient. It was convenient that he did not. That he did not have. I can't fucking read today. I have no idea what's wrong with me. It's convenient that he did not have to park on the street. Pulling up to it, it was also a lot bigger than I had anticipated. Wow, this place is huge. Oh please, it only looks big from the outside. It only looks nice from the outside too. Still, this seems like a nice empty place to live. It works, I suppose, though I think one day I'd like to have a house. I like my privacy and alone time. Really? But you're so open and friendly. You think so? I don't quite see things that way. Sorry about that. We stepped inside Reginald's apartment, and already I could see what he meant when he said it looked nicer from the outside. It wasn't terribly dirty, but it definitely looked like there was some dust about. On top of that, it was incredibly plain. Dull of anything except doors and an elevator and a stairwell. Not even a decorative plant. To top it all off, there was a faint smell in the air that was just not good. I don't quite know how to describe it, but it was definitely unpleasant. I'm on the top floor. Elevator is broken, however, so I hope you do mind taking the stairs. That's fine. I don't mind one bit. As we walked up the stairway, I texted the twyla to let him know that I arrived, as well as his address, just in case she needed that information later. Well, Reginald's apartment was on the 5th floor. It was a long walk up the stairs, and once you were at the top, it felt incredibly high up. I was looking out the windows in a narrow hallway as he fumbled with his keys to unlock the apartment door. It only occurred to me after the fact that I probably should have offered to hold his bags for him, but I was distracted. He got the door open though, and then welcomed me inside. Well, here we are. I hope you'll forgive me how messy things are right now. Messy? Reginald had nothing out except his furniture. None of it seemed overly dusty or anything. Well, hop. Just then, Reginald got a phone call. Terribly sorry, but I believe I have to take this. I'll be just a moment, but please do make yourself at home. Reginald excused himself into what seemed to be his bedroom. I took a quick glance at my surroundings to get a feel for things and where I should start looking for evidence, I guess. Reginald's apartment felt a bit smaller than what I had expected. He seemed very minimalist. I don't know how much he was allowed to change about his apartment, but even still, don't know how much evidence I could find when it seemed like he hardly owned anything to begin with. I took out my phone to text twyla. I hoped she would respond quickly before Reginald came back. I'm in his apartment now, but I'm not quite sure what to do. He left to take a phone call. I know I should look for evidence, but I don't know where to look. Well, fucking look somewhere and try at least, instead of texting me. Even something small could be important. Okay then. I mean, she is right. I've got to look somewhere. Save again. Wish it was some kind of background music. It is just quiet, man. Investigate. Which one investigate first? Investigate the cabinets. That's where he might be keeping stuff. I walked into the kitchen area and quietly started opening some of the cabinets. I couldn't find much in here. The only thing I could have potentially struck me as suspicious is a bottle of train cleaner, but it was kept right under the sink. That's not weird. Okay, wait, I've already investigated the cabinets, right? I locked in the kitchen. Okay, it's just the same thing. Drawers. I opened the drawer of the end table that was sitting behind the couch. There's nothing really in here except some keys and spare change. I closed the drawer. Bedroom. I quietly snuck over to Reginald's bedroom door where he was talking on the phone. I felt bad listening in to his conversation, but I couldn't really hear what he was saying. But he sounded frustrated? Not angry, just frustrated. I stepped away from the door. Bathroom. I opened the door to Reginald's bathroom. It was pretty tiny, cramped even for a one-bedroom apartment. I looked in some of the drawers. There was nothing that really struck me as being suspicious here. I left the bathroom. Hallway and then called Twyla. I peered out into the hallway using the peephole on the door. I don't know what I was looking for exactly. Faintly, I could hear the murmuring of people on the other side. It sounded like his neighbor was talking to someone out in the hall. Alright, well, that's everything, so I might as well text Twyla. I was having difficulty seeing anything suspicious. I was about to text Twyla and ask her if she had any idea of what I could do. But before I was able to text her, I was hit again with an unusual and unpleasant smell. It was stronger this time. There was definitely something in this apartment. I followed the scent to a door at the end of the hallway in the apartment. It led me to a room with an oddly placed wardrobe in it. There's the background music I wanted. The smell was coming from this. Tyler, there's a weird smell in the apartments. I think it's from a wardrobe in here. Is it locked? I don't know. I haven't tried opening it yet. Do I dare open it? What if there really is something in there? What if there's a body in there? What would I do? Would I just pretend I didn't see it? Would I run out? Would he know? Mary, are you okay? Have you opened it yet? No. Well, what are you waiting for? You don't want to get caught by him. Well, I don't have a choice. Twyla was right. I didn't want to get caught, and knowing what was in there was important, even if it wasn't something pretty. I reached a hand forward, but the wardrobe shook. The wardrobe just shook. Really? You better open it then. Again, she was right. I don't have a lot of time, and if it moved like this, something or someone had to be in there. I had to know. Else, I'm just letting another person really open the door. I reached my hand towards the handle. It wasn't locked, and inside, it was a nest of rats. Just like Reginald said, he had been having a problem with. It looked as though the mama had been a mama not too long ago. I guess that explains the smell and the shaking. I felt bad having doubted him now. It seemed as if I woke up the rats. The mom looked like it was going to attack me, but Reginald was here and he held the door shut just in time. Reginald, I'm so sorry. I can explain. I was looking for the... No, it's quite alright. You went looking for the rat by yourself, right? But It was irresponsible of me to let you do that on your own. If that rat's infected with something and bit you, then... oh, I would just feel so awful. Hey, it's okay. I'm fine, see? I shouldn't have been looking through your stuff like that. That was really awful of me. I'm sorry. No, don't apologize. I'm the one who's sorry, letting you come over when my apartment is in such a state. I'm sorry, but it's probably better if you leave now. That's understandable. I'm very sorry. I apologized to Reginald a few more times before I left for good, but he assured me each time that he was the sorry one. He looked really embarrassed. I felt so bad. He asked if I wanted to ride home, but I told him it was okay, I'd just take the bus. He was also kind enough to reassure me that he would look for a rat specialist or something to pick them up rather than just use the poison, because he knew how much it bothered me. He was sweet. As I hopped on the bus home, I checked my phone. Mary? Are you okay? Did you find anything? Sorry I didn't respond earlier. I opened the wardrobe, but there were just some rats in there after all. Damn it! It wasn't about case at all. Actually, there was something a bit unusual I spotted while I was there. What is it? You said that he brought rope earlier, right? Yeah, why? Well, when I opened the closet, I noticed that there was some already in there. Is that so? What do you think he needs it for? Twyla? Damn it. Hey, are you there? It's late. I wasn't sure you were still going to message tonight. I just had a busy day. Understandable. As did I. For some reason, I have a feeling our days were busy in different ways. That's probably true. It must be... ugh, God, what was that fucking voice crack? You must be tired then, after such a busy day. I guess so. Well, I won't keep you up any longer than I have to. As long as you're safe, that's all that matters. Hoping to see you soon. Good night, Mary. Good night. Thank you. See, always say good night to the homies. It's not gay, you're just being polite. It's been a few days. I haven't heard a lot from Twyla, but I guess that's expected. Cold boy. Anyways. Hot topic. I get it. I get it. Normal people scare bees. I would wear this shirt. I would fucking dig this shirt. It's fucking sick. She doesn't really update me on our situation, but I guess that's alright. She seems to have everything under control, I guess. She only really calls me up when she needs me for things. Other times, we just happen to run into each other. But I'm okay with that. Really, I am. This is really big thing. This is a really big thing after all, and it is kind of her thing more than it is mine. Like, I'm kind of just the sidekick in all this. I know it's really important, not just to her, so I try not to add more stress on her shoulders, even if I know I get on her nerves sometimes. I wish these weren't so expensive. I mean, I know I'm not poor, but with these prices, I will be. Huh? Is that my phone? It is. It's a text from Twyla. Does she need me for something? It's a good thing I'm already out if that's the case. Hey Mary, you there? Thanks for your help a few days ago. It actually helped me a lot. I'm very appreciative. You did a terrific job. You really think so? I'm so happy to hear that. Even if I don't see how I really helped that much. I have a question for you, although it's kind of last minute. do you want to come over for dinner tonight? Whoa, really? I mean, sure, I guess so, but why do you ask? It is kind of sudden after all. Yeah, no. It's kind of like a family dinner thing. I wasn't going to invite you, but then my uncle suggested I do so. Since you've been helping me out so much, he thought it would be nice it would be the polite thing to do. And, he's right. That's why I'm inviting you now. You don't have to say yes, but again, it was just to be polite. It was the polite thing to do. Well, yeah, I can come. It sounds really nice. Thanks for inviting me. So you're coming then. Alright, I can have my driver pick you up. Send me your address and I'll forward it to him. We can expect him to be around 6-ish. Oh, that won't be necessary. I'm just gonna be at the cemetery again. Really? Yeah? It's just easiest. Whatever. Just make sure you're ready. When the time came to be, I was waiting at the cemetery like I said I would be. I recognized the car and license plate from the last time we drove together and got in. The chauffeur was the same too. He didn't say a word to me, and I didn't say a word to him. It was a very quiet drive as we made our way to Twyla's house. Upon arriving there, it had already turned dark. I noticed that the fountain in front of her house had been lit up. It casts a very elegant glow all around. I also noticed that there was quite a few cars in the driveway, parking area. I don't know how to describe it. It was large and made of bricks, and there were lots of cars there. That made me kind of nervous. Same here, because that means I have to give everyone a unique fucking voice. Great. I know she said it was a family dinner, but this seems like a lot of people. Would I really be okay being here? It already seemed like I didn't belong. I got out of the car and drove off as soon as I closed the door behind me. I guess I had no option to turn back now. I climbed the stairs and upon making it to the top, rang the doorbell. Without even being inside, I could hear all the commotion going on within. Without even hearing her come to the door, she opened it suddenly. And quite honestly, I didn't expect to see her dressed like that. Whoa. Whoa is correct, dear lord. Oh, you made it after all. I was beginning to think you cancelled on me. Was there a lot of traffic? Or was my driver late getting you? No, but you're just a lot more fancy than I'd anticipated. Here, come inside. I don't want you to let the bugs in by keeping the door open. As I stepped in, there were many people all talking and chatting. Some had glasses of whatever alcohol it was. Some had little plates with them. But all of them were dressed extremely formally. Like party formal, the type of stuff you wear at weddings or extravagant sweet 6-week 16s. Twyla, this is so embarrassing. You didn't tell me people were gonna be like dressed like this, or that there were gonna be so many of them. I feel so embarrassed. Why didn't you tell me? What if at least dressed up more? Oh, don't be dramatic, you're fine. You dress them formally all the time anyways. I have to make sure the dinner is running smoothly, but you can do whatever you want until then. Just as long as you're not snooping through my things or anything. Wait, I can't just stay with you? You're the only person I know here, Twy. No offense, but you'll just get in my way. You'll be fine, though. See you during dinner. Twyla left shortly after that, leaving me to wonder why I had agreed to come here in the first place. When she said family dinner, I guess I imagined something much different. A quaint evening with some extended family and a nice meal. This was definitely some sort of party she was throwing. I don't know how many of these people were actually family, but I think it was more than obvious that I wasn't, because I am the only red-headed character besides Ed, and Ed's more of a brown tint, but we won't get into that. I felt like everyone was just staring at me. It brought back bad memories of mine. I tried to find some place where I could sit and not bother anyone until dinner was ready. Eventually, I found the couch in our living room was surprisingly empty and took a seat. I tried to look as normal and small as possible. I already didn't feel welcome here. I didn't want to take up more room than necessary. I tried to stay on my phone for most of the party, but it felt rude to be doing so, even though I wasn't talking to anybody else anyways. It just felt inconsiderate to be on my phone. Putting it down didn't really help how I feel though. Although I didn't join into any conversations, I did hear one that caught my attention. Don't give me that look. You know this place. The bookstore on 4th, run by that old guy. Oh, that one. Bookstore on 4th? That was the bookstore Twyla and I went to. What happened to that? Anyways, I read the newspaper. Newspaper? You didn't just watch it on TV? Nah, I prefer. What was the voice again? Oh fuck. Whatever. I'll just do like a random voice. Nah, I prefer to sit and read some coffee. Anyways, like I was saying, they confirmed his death the other day. Really? Was he brought to that hospital? Hell if I know. The article didn't say. All it said was that he was found with multiple stab wounds, bleeding out on the floor of his own store. I don't even know if they found him until morning, but they estimated he died around closing time. Didn't hear about a hospital, but it seems he's dead now, regardless. I felt heartbroken. That was the bookstore owner. Twy made me distract. Didn't even hear of his death. How long ago was it? Did I miss it? Did they have a funeral already? He was so nice to me, though. But his store was so empty. Was he alone in the end? Is this my fault? Does death follow me now? God, fuck. Hold on. Sorry about that. Anyways. Deep in my own thoughts, I almost tuned out of the conversation, but then I heard another thing that made me snap back into it. Is he even fucking here at all? I haven't seen him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't. Not like he does anything anymore. Anyways, Denton was always pathetic. Maybe now he's finally realizing that. Denton? That's Twyla's uncle, right? You sure you won't be saying that so loud? What if he's here and hears you? Doesn't matter. Not like we'll get kicked out or anything. I guess that's true. I thought it was pretty cruel of them to be talking about him like that. I know I don't know him, really, but I can't help but feel bad for him. They're talking so cruelly about him in his own house. I hoped he wasn't here, and if he was, I hope he didn't hear anything. I can't imagine hearing someone talk about me like that in my own home. Well, actually, oh, is dinner ready? People around me started to leave into the next room. The thought of having to sit at a dinner table with them made me feel nervous. I thought about just staying here instead, but in the end I got up and followed them into the dining room. Upon entering, it felt very different than the rest of the house. Twyla's house was classy but colorful, but this room was drenched in white. The only thing to offset it was the brown long dinner table in the center. Oh my fuck. God damn it. Hold on. It's gotta be the day of all days and I'm busy. It's a fucking weekend, man. As a recording. Alright. Make up for the lost time, I'll make this I'll make this a little longer, why not? The only thing that offset, okay, I already read that. And how long table it was. It felt like I'm actually muted, I want to make sure. It felt like the kind you saw in movies. People began to sit. Hastily, I looked for Twyla. On one end of the table, I noticed that Denise was here after all, and he took a seat. I had hoped that I hope those talking bad about him weren't near. On the other end, I caught sight of Twyla beginning to pull her chair out. She saw me. I think she must have sensed how nervous I was because she gestured me over to her. Ah, thank goodness. I made my way over there as quickly but also as politely as I could. I was planning on taking the seat next to her, but another man got there before I did and sat down. So I just took the other one next to him. I was still in talking distance of Twyla, so I was okay with that. People began to talk, as, well, people do, and I started to tune out of their conversations again. That is, until I was brought into the conversation. She's a bit freaky looking, ain't she? You'll get used to it. Oh, who, me? Yeah, look at me for a sec. I can't look into those eyes too long. It'll freak me out. Oh, yeah. I would get that a lot. You ever thought about auditioning for a horror movie? I bet they'd do something great with a face like that. Yeah, she would fit in well to one. After all, she can't talk to ghosts. Ooh, is that so? Oh, Yeah, kinda. I've only done it a few times, but yeah. Really? Show me then. Oh, I can't. You should show him. I think it would be a pretty neat body trick. I I would, but it only really works when I'm sleeping, and it seems like... Oh, sure it does. Come on, Mary. Show them what you can do. By this point, the people sitting across from us seemed pretty interested too. I don't know. Oh, come on. Not even for me. A born man never liked a mother. You won't even give him a chance to speak with her again. It's not I don't want to, it's just... I've seen you do it before. Surely if you push yourself a little harder, you could do it right now. I wasn't sure what to do. Everyone was looking at me. I didn't want to embarrass Twyla or myself, but if I pretended to do it, I would just embarrass myself farther. They'll just think I'm a fake. I don't know what to do, but I have to decide soon. Yeah, no, I don't want to go down the path of cringe, sorry. I'm sorry, I really can't. There's certain conditions I need to meet, and this isn't really a place I can do it. Sure. First there was the blue-haired guy. Blue-haired guy? You talking about Vasilis? No, Vasilis is a girl. Is Vasilis a girl? I'm pretty sure. I think Vasilis is a girl. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. First it was that blue-haired guy, now it's red-haired chick. Jeez, you sure seem to attract a lot of useless people, don't you? Yeah, perhaps I do. Is that why you're here sitting next to me then? Ouch, let me there. The people who were looking at me before have now turned back to their earlier conversations, but they gave me a bit of a snicker before they did so. I could tell they probably thought I was just some crazy girl or something. I wish I could have been a ghost myself right then. Dinner was delicious, but it was hard to enjoy it while I was trying to swallow my embarrassment at the same time. At least I didn't have to talk anymore during it. After what felt like forever, the party finally ended, and I asked Twyla if she could call her driver for me again, or at the very least what the closest bus stop was. I hoped I hadn't missed my bus back home. Twyla did so, but as I was about to leave, she told me, "Don't embarrass me like that again." And she shut the door behind me. I felt like dying. At the very least, I was able to get home safe. Hi again. You were late again. Another busy day? Yeah. I went to a friend's for dinner. How did that go? It could have been better. I felt like I embarrassed myself. It's something that happens to all of us. I wish I could eat dinner with my parents again. One day, soon. They are safe, right? Not just alive, but they're fed and warm. I believe so. What's that mean? Don't concern yourself with it. This again. Just as long as I can see them safe again. The day is approaching. And will I see you? You will. Good night, Mary. It's been a few days since then. I think Twyla's been doing well in the investigation. At the very least, when I message her about it, she tells me it's fine. Since Twyla hasn't really been the one initiating our conversations, I've been trying to. But it's usually only a few short messages and the conversations don't really go further than that. I'm sure she's just busy though. And I know that if she needs me, she'll call me. So I just wait until she needs me. But I've talked enough about that already. I had a nice day myself, actually. Sometimes it's nice to just return to the cemetery for a normal day after so much chaos, and I can skip. Not for long, but I can skip. Though I haven't talked to any of them. I had considered doing it, but like others tell me, it's probably not a good idea to fall asleep in public places, especially if there is a killer on the loose. So I decided I wouldn't do that today. But that's what will happen, though. And then we... Okay, I'm assuming calling Reginald will get us the bad ending, so let me save. We'll do... why not? Call the serious number, why not? Call Twyla. I called up Twyla. I heard the phone ring a few times, and then she's picked up. She sounded angry, although she didn't sound like she was asleep before I called. Mary, what are you calling me for? Don't you know what time it is? Yeah, I know. That's kind of my problem. It's a long story, kinda, but I missed my bus home and I need a place to stay tonight. I was hoping maybe... Are you serious? Yeah? Ugh, fine. But you owe me. Yeah, of course. I don't know why I can skip. This is identical to the other version. I'm in the movie theater. Let me guess. About the cemetery? Yeah, how'd you know? I'll be there soon. Okay, thank you again. Yeah, no, this is exactly the same, however I cannot skip it. Probably because I'm down a different path. Twyla came to pick me up herself this time. By that, I mean she was driving the car this time rather than having someone drive for her. She was fully dressed, but I couldn't tell if she changed out of pajamas just to pick me up. She seemed a bit annoyed picking me up, so I made sure to thank her again. The drive to our house was silent except for the rain. Luckily, there wasn't really anybody else on the roads tonight, and we got to her house safely. Stepping inside the house, it felt a lot more calm. Like the first time I visited, I definitely preferred this to the liveliness of the party a few days ago. Although I must admit, when there's hardly anyone here, it does feel empty. Twyla's home had less doors and more archways, and passing one, I noticed a TV on. Was her uncle in there? Is everyone up so late? I followed Twyla upstairs into her bedroom. It was my first time seeing it, and it was a bit different than I expected. A lot more cluttered than I thought it would be, I guess. Not overly cluttered, but Twilight never really struck me as the type to collect clutter, but you learn something new every day. Well, here's my room. You'll be sleeping here with me, but I actually have to head back out. Really? In this weather? Why? It's a personal matter. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I see. Okay then. You can borrow some of my pajamas in the dresser and use the shower if you like and eat from the kitchen, but again, I'm trusting you not to look through my things. Oh, yeah, of course, I never. Good. I'll be back soon. And then she left back downstairs again, leaving me alone. I wasn't sure how long it'd be until she'd be back. It'd feel weird sleeping in her room without her here. What should I do? I'm gonna go for a little longer just to make up for the whole phone call shenanigans. Go to the living room. I decided to go to the living room, curious as to what Denton has been watching. As I made my way down to the steps, I could already hear a familiar jingle and a crowd cheer. I know that game show. I entered the living room and made my way to the other side of the couch where Denton had been sitting. Didn't really say hello as I entered, kind of just plopped myself on the other side of the couch from where he was. He already knew I was here, and it felt kind of awkward to be saying hello so late into my stay. This is Peril, right? Yes. I used to watch this game show all the time with my dad. I was never really good at it, but Dad was. I thought he could have won if he got on it. That's so. Yeah. Do you think he'd be good at it? Could be. Not confident I'd come out on top though. Don't say that. I think you could win. Probably. I mean, you have such a nice house. Surely you have to be smart and hard to work to afford it. Sorry, was that rude? You have a point, I suppose. But I don't exactly feel working hard equates to knowing the most popular doll line 9 years ago, or knowing how fast a horse is. Yeah, I guess that's true. That small talk pretty much ended there, and we continued to watch the show in silence, only piping up to guess an answer or two. It was a bit strange, but nice, too, in its own weird way. Like a childhood sleepover. Eventually, I heard Twyla come back home again. She walked right past us and straight upstairs. I heard her open the door to her room, stop, and then walk back downstairs. And then she joined us in the living room. What are you watching? Peril. You like that show? No offense, but I didn't really take that as something someone like you would enjoy. Alright, and for the next subject is Graveyards of 300. Hey, you should be good at this one. Oh, maybe. A broken Colosseum-shaped headstone is used to represent what? Well, which is it to marry? Oh, I think that's... Oh, no, no! No! Don't worry, don't... Life cut short. Broken Colosseums represent lives that ended too early. That's why it's broken. Because you weren't able to reach old age, like how Column was broken before it got to the top. At least, that's what I've heard. The contest answered said something similar to what I said. That is correct! Whew. That's a good thing. Oh, let's shrub. Oh, thanks, I think. Alright, let's head to bed now then. I don't want you sleeping in too long tomorrow morning. Oh, okay. Good night, Ensign. Good night, girls. I followed Twyla upstairs and into her room again. She handed me some of her spare pajamas. I took her up on her offer and used her shower and headed to the bathroom before I got changed. Her bathroom was really clean. Cleaner than mine anyways. She didn't even have any toothbrushes or clutter on the sink. Maybe there was in the bathroom they used more often? Taking showers in someone else's house is always weird. But the shampoo had a really nice smell to it. Strangely enough, I don't recall smelling this on Twyla ever. Not that she smelled dirty or anything. Twyla always had a cleanliness to her, but this shampoo didn't seem to match hers. I got changed in Twyla's pajamas. They fit pretty comfortably, though. I expected that, since we are two small girls. When I returned to Twyla's room, the lights were already off, but she was clicking away on her laptop. I noticed on the floor she left a blanket and a pillow for me. I didn't really want to just sleep on her rug, but I wasn't going to argue with her hospitality. I cuddled into it and tried to get comfortable. What are you typing? Nothing. Are you messaging someone? No. Does it have to be with the investigation? That's none of your business? Oh. But I'm helping you, aren't I? Yes, and I appreciate it. But there's parts of it I need to do on my own. Why does it have to be a secret? Wouldn't I be able to help you more if I knew? No. Like I said, I appreciate the help, but I don't want you getting in the way. But what if I knew something? Something that could help? Something that could point us in the right direction? I already have my direction. I just need proof. You're certain that Reginald really did it? Who? Reginald? The guy you told me to stay away from? Yeah, I know who he is. I'm absolutely positive it was him. I just... How can you have been so sure of that? I don't understand how you can be so decisive over it, especially when you don't have any proof. I'll get it. And then you'll know why you shouldn't doubt me. Alright then. Twyla, do you want to be a detective? Do you want to be a detective? Is that why you're doing this, and working so hard for it? Not necessarily. I just want my city to be clean. Would you want to be a police officer or something then? Oh god, no. Even if the police are morons, they still wouldn't want to be part of them. Are you like a vigilante then? What with all the stupid questions? Sorry. What will we do after we catch him then? What do you mean? We'll hand him over to the police. So that's when the police step in. Yeah, they're the ones who need to arrest him after all. We just take care of it until that point. I see. And then? And then what? And then what about after that? What do you mean? There's nothing after that. It'll be done. That's it. There's nothing else you want to solve? No. You say that if it's common to chase down murderers. Well, no, I mean, I don't know. Our friendship is pretty much built on solving mysteries, so... What? We aren't friends. We're not? No. I mean, if you want to refer to me as being a friend, that's fine. But it's important you know I don't see you that way at all. I don't plan on talking to you anymore once this is over. You don't? Like, maybe if I need you for something, but otherwise, there's no point in continuing this alliance. What? You're not upset by that, right? I thought I made it pretty clear I was just being polite with you. No, I'm just really tired. I think I'll sleep now. Good night. Come on, man. Like I said, why not say goodnight to the homies? It's not gay. Lubbies. I don't know. It's when women are attracted to women. I had a hard time sleeping after that. It didn't help that I was stuck on the floor either. I did eventually get to sleep, but I didn't feel any better about it in the morning. When I woke up, Twyla was awake too. I don't know if she even slept. She seemed to be in the same position she was in when I went to sleep. I guess she's something of a night owl. Motherfucker, she literally is an owl! I mean, she looks like an owl, but it's the same thing, basically. Probably not. She didn't say anything to me as I grabbed my own clothes and left to the bathroom to change. I left the pajamas by the sink and headed back downstairs. I left without even saying good morning or stopping for breakfast, and I decided I'd walk my way to the bus stop or something. Even though Twyla doesn't think of me as a friend, I'd like to still think of her as one. I'd like to, but... It's been a few days since I slept over at Twyla's house. Again, I don't get many texts from her. After our last conversation, though, I'm not too sure if I want to. I'm probably just being too sensitive, though. Despite this, I actually haven't been too lonely. Especially this morning. Grove and I planned to stop and get breakfast together today. I was glad, especially after my last encounter with Twy. It was nice. It was a nice little pick-me-up. It helped me remind myself. It helped remind me that not everyone sees me like she does. We went to Planet Dollars. Gordon really likes the coffee, but I can't stand coffee. Like I said before, fucking same. I do not like coffee. Period. I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste. is not good. I do not approve of. If I wanted to drink, if I wanted to drink coffee, I would just get dirt and put it in water and just drink the fucking. Wait, no. I really gotta work on my analogies better, to be honest. I really gotta read up on how to be a human 101. I did get something though. We stood outside eating our food by the front window. I think we were going to walk around a bit, look at some stores maybe, but we got distracted in conversation. And then I'm like, what the fuck? You can't just say you're getting food and then not ask if we want any. And then he starts acting like a dumbass because, well, you didn't tell me you wanted anything. Like, dude, if you say you're getting pizza, we all fucking assume you mean for the group. But no, this bitch just bought 2 slices for himself. Like, I'm not fucking crazy, right? That was fucking stupid, right? Yeah, I can see that being frustrating. If you want, the 2 of us could get pizza tonight instead. Maybe. I don't know, though. No offense, Miles, but don't you think you ought to lay off some of the junk food? I mean, you're eating a donut for breakfast. Oh. Oh, where did this come from? If anything, you ate way more junk food than me. And I'm not the one who bought 2 cases of soda and birthday cake flavored ice cream during our last grocery run. Well, you got me there. Yeah, shit, hold on. I gotta use the bathroom before we go. Be right back. I'll be here. And then Twyla turns the corner and be like, yo, Mary, I need your ass nap! I watched Croven crinkle his now empty plastic cup in his hands and toss it into the garbage. I could hear the chatter of people inside for the brief second the door was open as he entered. I stood there, patiently waiting for his return. I was about to take my phone out when I felt someone grab my arm. Huh? Oh my goodness. It's just you. What are you doing here? Mary, what the fuck? Haven't you been getting my texts? No, I'm sorry. I haven't been checking my phone. I need you for something. Right now? Yeah, I have someone I want you to try talking to. Just like you did at the cemetery. Can it wait? I'm kinda... Oh, fuck you! Oh no. Croven marched right up to us, and I stood in front of Twyla to prevent him from getting too close. Leave my fucking friends alone, goddammit. Nice to see you again, Croven. Keep my name out of your fucking mouth, you fucking bitch. Crow, please. I tried to shush him. People on the streets were beginning to turn their heads our way. I felt my hand begin to shake the more I tried to quiet him down. Sorry, I'd let you hurl insults at me more, but Mary and I have a job to do. Come on, let's go. Wait, don't you dare fucking go with her. I can't believe I even have to be fucking arguing this right now. Are you fucking serious? Even after I fucking told you about the scum that she is? Let's not waste time, Mary. Unless, of course, you want more people to die. You agreed to help me when I need it, and now I need it. So you're going to say, hey, you, shut your fucking mouth. Crow, I'm sorry I have to. You have to? It's really important, and I need to help her. But please try to understand. It's something that affects... Damn right it affects me! You know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Just fuck off, Mary. Just fuck off. I don't bother coming home tonight. I warned you about her, and you just, what, ignore it? Am I a joke to you? If you'd rather spend time with her than... God damn it. If you'd rather spend time with her than listen to one of the person that actually cares about you, then I don't give a shit what happens to you. Don't fucking talk to me again. I tried to reach out for Croven, tears in my eyes, but he slapped my hand away. Without another word, he stormed off, leaving just Twyla and I here. Twyla was unaffected, but I couldn't hold back my tears. I tried to hold it in with sniffles, but I eventually began wailing. Like a child who just realized that they lost their mom in the supermarket. I couldn't stop. I buried my face in my hands, hunched over and crying in the middle of the sidewalk. My throat burned with misery, and the more I tried to calm myself, the sadder I became. I think I had felt my heart break. Twyla waited beside me, and from the corner of my eye I could see she was scrolling through her phone, waiting for my breakdown to be done. I felt like I would never stop. I was only able to begin to calm down when I felt a headache beginning to form, as if that physically pain was just enough to distract me from the emotional pain I felt. And as all cries do, it began to settle down, even when I felt like it would last an eternity. I rubbed my eyes and took deep breaths, and I silently prayed that once we caught the butcher, Croven would be able to forgive me. "Can we go now?" she asked, annoyance prompted in her tone. I would, if I was married in this situation, I would fucking just punch her square in the jaw right now, honestly. I would be so goddamn pissed off if you were fucking rushing me, honestly. "Yes, let's go." I answered and followed her lead. I wiped my eyes of stray tears as I followed her down the sidewalk. She stopped in front of a car and began to take her keys out. "No driver today? Are we driving somewhere? The cemetery isn't that far from here. I thought you needed me to talk to a ghost, right?" "We are. Just get in the car." I was confused, but I caught in anyways. The worst Twy has ever done was make me sneak into places, so she started up the car and we started driving. We passed both my old house and the cemetery on the way to wherever we were going. Before I knew it, the buildings turned into trees and we were driving through a dirt path in a wooded area. The way the sunlight filtered through the trees made it look very scenic, and it reminded me of a ride to and from the cabin. Hey, Twy? Can I ask you something?" "Alright." "What's the relationship between you and Croven? When he found out I knew you, he became really mad, and just like back there, I never brought him up to you because I didn't know how you'd feel, but why does he hate you so much?" It's nothing really. He and I just have different beliefs, that's all. If you ask me, he's just too childish. I think he should really learn to be mature, finally grow up and face the real world." What do you mean by that? And how do you two know each other? Because, I had never even heard him mention you before, and I know Croven almost my whole life. Were you, like, friends with a falling out? How long have you known him? It's not important. He doesn't like me, and I don't like him. That's all there is to it. I was confused. But before I could ask any more questions, I felt the car begin to slow. It seems as though we had arrived at our destination. Twyla had pulled up to a lake. There was nothing around but trees and dirt, although it was really pretty here. This was the last place I would expect to drive to. I'm confused. What are we doing here? I need you to try and sleep here. Here? I thought you wanted me to talk to a ghost. I do. Not long ago, a woman was declared missing, but they found some of her stuff around here. That means she's possibly dead. And if she is, then you might be able to contact her spirit if her body is still here. But this area is so open, and so far, it's only worked for me when I was directly above someone's grave. Please, Mary, I need you to try it. If she was a victim of the killer, hell, even just a killer, then she could tell us who it was. I wasn't too sure about this. I knew that Twyla's intentions were good, but would this really work? I felt like a bit of a stretch, and I left Croven for this too. But we were here now. I guess the least I could do was try. Alright, I guess I'll just lie down here. But I don't know if I'll be able to fall asleep on such short notice like this. I brought along some lullabies just for this occasion. I watched Twyla open a car door and mess around by the dashboard. Then I heard soft music begin playing from the car. It was peaceful, and listening to it in the sunlight was with the beautiful scenery around. It was very nice, and although the ground was bumpy and I wasn't sure if I would ever be able to, I eventually managed to fall into a deep, deep sleep. And then Twyla drowns us. The end. When I opened my eyes again, everything still felt dark. I was unsure if it even worked, but I was aware I was in the dream, so surely it meant it did. But why was it so dark? I felt as though I could hardly see. I tried to feel for my surroundings, but there was nothing around me. When I moved my arms, they felt heavy. I tried to rock around, maybe feel some light, and my legs felt heavy too, as if there were great pressure all around me. Eventually my eyes began to adjust, you could say, to the little light that was down here, and I noticed why it all felt so weird. Because Twyla fucking drowned us! Great! I was under the water? It seemed like it, by any means. I didn't feel the water, but I definitely felt the pressure. Maybe she's here then? Only one way to find out. Hello? I called out into the darkness. There was no answer. The more I walked, the more uneasy I felt. I kept calling out for whoever might be around to talk to me. Hello? Please, don't be scared. I just want to talk, that's all. Hello? Anybody? Twyla? Is there even anybody here? I just want to wake up now. Please, can I wake up? Did Twyla actually fucking drown us, please? If there's nothing here, I don't want to stay. Please let me wake up. Please! Oh no. Huh? Hey, let go! That hurts! Ow! Stop it! Let me go! Stop! Stop! Something had grabbed me, quite harshly. I tried to shake it off, but I felt almost powerless doing so. It was so dark I couldn't see it, but its grip remained. Ow! It was hard to explain, but it hurt. The sensation. It felt like it was burning itself into my skin. Before I knew it, I felt more hands on me. Stop it. Let me go. Let me go! What is happening? It was then that I was able to get a good look at its face. All their faces. Now, I'm usually not someone too squeamish. I had a pet tarantula, and I have never blinked at the gore effects in horror movies. I'm not someone easily grossed out, but this, I felt like I could puke. It was revolting. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Their faces, their poor faces. What happened to them? Oh, come on, you're not gonna show us. Where did your eye go? Where's your jaw? Please, don't look at me like that. I'm not the one who did it. Please, stop. You're dragging me down. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want to end up like you. All of their hands on me, pulling me down. I couldn't fight against them, but boy did I struggle. I looked up to where the faint light stayed, shining upon me in waves. The water I couldn't feel before was now filling my lungs. Twyla actually fucking... You're telling me Twyla actually fucking drowned us? Are you kidding me? There was nothing I could do. Please, I can't... I don't want to. Just let me leave. Please. Huh. I woke up, dripping, soaking in lake water. I looked around me. It was still daylight outside. The car was still here. Twyla was inside in the driver's seat. She seemed to be screaming at someone on the phone, but she hung up shortly. And when she noticed me awake outside, she got out of the car, and I stood up to meet her. Oh, good. You're awake. Alright, it's getting... I would love it to continue, however, it's getting a little late, even for my taste, so... let's save it there. And with that does not end the route. I really thought Twyla was about to fucking drown us there, like fucking concrete shoes and everything, but no, it just... Why were we covered in lake water though? Why was Twyla in the car screaming at someone? Find out next time on the world's most gooberish YouTuber, An Amazing Toaster, as he plays Cemetary Mary and learns that he's fucking illiterate and cannot read. You know, I wish I got my timing better as well. Like, I wanted to end it on 2 hours and 7